Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in and watching our public lecture online and participating in our meetings. We are living very difficult times nowadays. That's why we, of course, are following the designations from the World Health Organization and also our governor here in British Columbia. We're not holding the meetings in person anymore, but I'm gonna try to do my best to do the public lecture the same way I would do it if we were in the Spiritist Center. So we're going to start today talking about what I believe is a very important topic, and it is meditation in Spiritism. Meditation and Spiritism, or meditating in general, is very important for us to remain and stay and start to be as well connected to our guardian angels. And I believe at this difficult times we're living, as I already said, it's even more important for us to vibrate and meditate on a daily basis so that we do remain connected to our guardian angels. To start our public lecture on this topic, we're going to take a look at the definition of meditation. I always like to start the lectures with a definition of the topic, just to give us an idea of what it is. I guess everybody knows what meditation is, but just to make sure that we are all on the same page. And meditation, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, is the act or process of meditating. So we have to look at the definition of the word meditating as well, the verb to meditate, which is to engage in mental exercise, such as concentration on one's breathing, for the purpose of reaching a heightened level of spiritual awareness. Since today we're going to talk about, and I'm going to mention some of the books by Allan Kardec, I am also going to bring another meaning of meditation or meditating, which is to focus one's thoughts on or reflect on or ponder over. Because we're going to see that sometimes in all the books that we read by Allan Kardec and also other authors, the word meditating and the word meditation is used. Sometimes they are talking about engaging in a mental exercise with the purpose of reaching a heightened level of spiritual awareness. But sometimes they're also talking about focusing your thoughts, like reflecting on something, thinking about it, so that you can understand or come to a conclusion. That's important to note. So I want to call your attention to the last sentence of this definition, to the purpose of reaching a heightened level of spiritual awareness. There the sentence is, reaching a heightened level of spiritual awareness. How can we do that? What does Spiritism say about reaching a heightened level of spiritual awareness? How can we do that? So let's see what the doctrine says. One of the best ways to achieve a higher level of spiritual awareness is by connecting to higher spirits. So again, how can we connect to higher spirits? In the Spirit's book, question 855, we see, why does providence make us encounter dangers that have no result? And the answer is, when your life is in peril, it's a warning to turn you away from wickedness and leave you better off. When you escape this danger, And while still feeling the emotion stimulated by the danger you encountered, you think according to the degree in which you are influenced by good spirits to mend your ways. I decided to start with this question from the Spirit's book because we are encountering dangers nowadays, and it's a warning to turn us away from wickedness, and leave us better off, right? And we are we think according to the degree in which we are influenced by good spirits to mend our ways. So how much do we allow good spirits to influence us? That's the question. If we look at the gospel according to Spiritism, in the very beginning, in the introduction, when they explain who the people of that time were, according to the gospel and according to the Bible, when they talk about the therapeutes, this is a part of the introduction, and I've only written an excerpt from it. It says, like the Essenes, whose principles they adopted, they also practiced all the virtues. They're talking about the therapeutes. They were extremely frugal in their eating habits, were celibate, dedicated to meditation, lived solitary lives, and constituted a truly religious order. So if we take a look, if we search for the word meditation in Allan Kardec's books, we are going to find that lots and lots and lots of people practiced meditation at that time. Even Paul of Tarsus himself, we know that after he saw Jesus on his way to Damascus, he spent 3 years meditating in the desert. It can't be that he was just walking in the desert thinking about life, right? He was absolutely, truly connecting to higher spirits that would allow him and help him to follow the life that he had to do. He had a mission, follow the mission he had on earth. Then we might ask ourselves, if meditation is such a good and important practice, why don't we then live in seclusion and spend our whole lives only meditating? Why don't we move to a desert island or a deserted island, for example, and spend our whole lives meditating away from the world's problems and away from our families and just meditating, since it's so good, right? And we will find the answer for that. There's a guy thinking about it there. We will find the answer for that in the Spirit's book as well. Question 657, we have, do those who have devoted themselves to a life of contemplation, doing no evil and thinking only of God, get any special merit? And then the answer, no, because if they do no wrongdoing, they do not do good either. Moreover, not doing good in itself is wrong. God wants us to think of him, but God does not want us to think only of himself, since God has given the human being duties to fulfill on earth. Those who spend their entire lives in meditation and contemplation do nothing praiseworthy in God's eyes, because such a life is completely private and useless to humankind. God will ask them to account for the good they have failed to do. So although meditation is a very good practice, we can't just isolate ourselves and spend our whole lives meditating. we have, as it says here, we have been given duties to fulfill on earth. We are living on earth because we have to, and because it's actually good for us, good for our development and our evolving as spirits. So we have to try to connect to our guardian angels, still living in this crazy world that we are in, right? Especially right now. We can also look at question in the Spirit's book as well. We can look at question 495, where St. Augustine gives us the answer. But the question is, do protective spirits ever abandon their charges when the latter continuously ignore their guidance? So the question is pretty much asking if we as imperfect spirits, if we don't follow the designations or the advice of our guardian angels, do they give up on us? And the answer for this question is a little long, but I'd like you to follow me. I have put the answer here on the PowerPoint, and I'm gonna read it. We can read it together. It is a little long. St. Augustine says, if there's any theory that could win over the biggest skeptics by its charm and beauty, it is that of guardian angels. To think that you always have a superior being by your side, ready to guide you, support you, and help boost you in climbing the mountain of self-betterment, whose friendship is more devoted than the most intimate union that you can make on earth, is a source of great solace. These beings are there at God's orders. It was God who has placed them at your side. They're there out of their love for God, and they fulfill an honorable but painstaking mission. Wherever you go, prison, solitude, the leper's house, or even the lowest haunts and taverns, they are by your side. Nothing ever separates you from your invisible friend, whose presence you cannot see, but from whom your soul receives the gentlest impulsions and hears the wisest counsels. Before we continue, it's important to notice that, or to note actually, that when it says that they are always by our side, it doesn't mean that they are by our side in terms of here right now, right? They might be in another world. They might be living on another planet, but they're always in connection with us. Their minds are always connected with ours, and they always listen to us when we ask for help, or when we pray, or when we thank them. Okay, let's continue to what St. Augustine says. If only you fully grasped this truth, it would help you in your moments of need and save you from the traps of malicious spirits. But how many times on the great day this angel of goodness will have to say to you, did I not warn you, yet you would not follow my lead? Did I not show you the abyss, and you insisted on throwing yourself into it? Did I not speak the truth to your conscience, and you followed devious suggestions? Communicate with your guardian angels and establish the affectionate intimacy that exists between loyal friends. Do not try to hide anything from them. Do not think of hiding anything from them, because they are God's eyes. Think of the future and try to advance upward. This will shorten your trials and make your lives happier. Come, take heart. Cast away all preconceived notions and reservations, and boldly travel the new road that opens before you. Go forth. You have guides. All you have to do is follow them. Your goal cannot fail you, for your goal is God. This is such a beautiful paragraph, and it's so uplifting, and it's a great encouragement, right, for us to keep on going. It continues. To those who find it impossible to believe that high spirits would commit to such a grueling task requiring infinite patience, we respond that these spirits influence your souls from afar. Space is nothing to us, and our spirits can be connected to yours from worlds away. We possess qualities that you cannot fathom, and rest assured that God has not given us a task that is beyond our strength. God has not abandoned you on earth without friends and support. All guardian angels have their wards, over whom they watch like parents watch over their children. They are elated when they see them following the right road, and saddened when their guidance is ignored. That's the end of the answer from St. Augustine. I really, really like the answer he gives here. And in the very end of the answer, oh, sorry, there's another part. I apologize. So I'll continue reading. He continues, do not be afraid to ask us questions. Always remain connected with us, as it will make you stronger and happier. This communication between human beings and their familiar spirits will eventually make everyone mediums. Mediums ignored today, but who will show themselves later, spreading out like an ocean without shores to sweep away disbelief and ignorance. Those who have received instruction must in turn educate others. Those who are talented must raise their brothers and sisters. You cannot even comprehend what good you accomplish by doing so. The work imposed on you by God is the work of Christ. Why has God given you intelligence and knowledge if you were not meant to share it with your brothers and sisters to help them on the road leading to eternal happiness? And that's what we're doing, right? That's why we have Spiritist centers. We're sharing the knowledge and we're studying together. In the very end of that was the final end of the answer. I apologize for thinking it had finished. There is, if you look at the Spirit's book, Kardec makes a comment, and he says, the concept of guardian angels watching over us, despite the distance between worlds, is as natural as it is grand and sublime. Do parents not watch over their children through the wise suggestions and letters when distance separates them? Nowadays, through the internet, right? Why should you be surprised that spirits guide their charges from one world to another? Don't they have the universal fluid that binds all the words together and unite them in solidarity? An immense vehicle for transmitting thought, just as air is the vehicle for sound? This last sentence or question, don't they have the universal fluid that binds all words together and unite them in solidarity, an immense vehicle for transmitting thought? Transmitting thought, universal fluid. So something we have to understand is that it won't work if I have a full day of work, if I don't think of God, not even once, if I don't make any prayers, if I act, if I don't act for the good of everyone else, and then in the end of my day, I decide to meditate. It's better than not doing it, but that's not the point. We should try to be connected to our guardian angels 24/7. If we look at the last slide that I have prepared. We know that we can connect to spirits. We know we connect to them, enlightened or not. It just depends on our vibration, right? We know it's a 24/7 connection. So through a daily meditation, we can make sure we remain connected to our guardian angels. What do I mean by a daily meditation? Do I mean a meditation that you do before you go to bed or as soon as you wake up in the morning? Yes, I do mean that. But I also mean trying to think of your guardian angel or Jesus or God when you see something really sad on TV, or when you see how the numbers of people getting infected nowadays, for example, are growing, um, or when you see somebody that is close to you suffering from a disease or anything else. So trying to connect to your guardian angels, making a prayer for them, for you, for the world, anytime during the day, when you're driving, when you're with your family and kids at home. And yeah, let's stay connected. The universal fluid is everywhere. It's it's we are surrounded by it. And yeah, I believe that's it, what I have to say. I thank you very much for, let me stop, go back here. I thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day, a great week, and see you soon. Thank you.